All right. So for lettering, what we're going to do, I did the last part of my last name, tree, bear tree. You're going to draw your perspective point. You're going to take your ruler or your straight edge, and you are going to make 2 guiding lines. However big you want your lettering to be, that's how wide you're going to draw your lines. So I'm going to draw one. I want it to stay up here. I don't want it to go all the way down. So I'm going to draw one line right here, and I'm going to draw one line right here. Okay? These are my guiding lines. I'm going to fit my letters, and I'm just going to draw them normal first. Okay? So instead of tree, I'll draw bear. Okay? So I'm just going to draw it where it's touching the edges, and I'm leaving quite a bit of room in between my letters because I want to add a shadow to make it look 3D. So as you guys can see, I fit my letters to those guiding lines. Now I'm going to thicken them, or I'm going to turn them into bubble letters. Okay, so how I'm going to do that, I can do it upside down, is I'm just gonna add a line on either side of my skinny lines. So sketchy lines, remember guys, because we're erasing this stuff. Okay, and I'm just gonna start to thicken my lines. All right, now I'm going to go ahead, because I don't want to confuse myself, and I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to outline my letters. I am not going to outline these in-between parts. Can you guys see how on my B right here, there's all these lines going in between? I don't want to see those. So I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to do it time lapse so that you guys can see how I'm going to outline those. I'm just going to I'll take a Sharpie. You don't need a Sharpie for this. You can use a regular marker. It's just what I had right there. Now I have my letters outlined, and I'm going to go ahead and erase the inside because, again, I don't want to get confused. All right, so now I'm ready to make my letters look 3D. They're already starting to go towards that 1-point perspective, that my vanishing point, but now I'm going to go ahead and add the 3-dimensional part, the way that makes the letters look like they're popping out. So what we're going to do is, if your vanishing point is over here, think about it as a light shining. If the light is shining here, just like we've talked about before with value, then we're going to have a shadow that goes, continues that line of where the light is shining. Okay, so if we have a light shining here, our shadow is going to go behind it. So we already know that the shadows are going to go on the left side of where our vanishing point, because our vanishing point is on the right. So what we're going to do is, I already know I'm going to have a shadow this way. So I'm going to go ahead and make my line that way. Now, the trick is, to make it look like it's 3-dimensional, is your straight lines are going to be going straight with the paper, not with the vanishing point. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So for instance, my B is going backwards this way. My line is not going to be along this line. So this is the confusing part here with making letters look 3D. Now it's going this way, so I'm also going to make this have a shadow in here this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and make 2 curved B's like that. Now my B is 3D. I'm going to do the same thing with my E. I know, because my light or my vanishing point is this way, I'm going to have a shadow on my left side. So I'm going to go ahead and make that line there. Then I know I have to make this straight and make this straight going back. I'm also gonna have one that goes kind of underneath. There we go. And since my vanishing point is right in front of the middle part right here, this one is not gonna have a shadow because it's right in the middle. Just like our boxes, when our boxes were right above this vanishing point, we only had one part that showed. So this is right in between, so the only part that shows is going to be under on this side. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing with my A. And again, this side right here is also going to have a shadow. That, and lastly with my R. So I'm gonna have a line, straight, straight. I'm gonna have another line right here, straight, and then the curve. Okay, now I'm gonna outline this with the same color, whatever color you guys use or whatever tool you guys use to outline your letters for the first time. You're going to outline your shadows. So this part right here is gonna be the most important part that you guys remember to do. Your lines are not going along these lines right here. This was for making your letters. Your shadows are gonna go straight or even inward. They're gonna go kind of the opposite way. That's kind of the tricky part. Now, if you guys are able to do this, this is like a middle/high school objective. So if you guys are able to master this or even get close and you're giving this a shot and trying, just know you're already ahead of the game. You're already doing things and practicing things that you're not really gonna learn until middle school. So you guys will be ahead of the game. You can impress people when you guys get to middle school by saying, hey, I already know how to do 1-point perspective and I know how to make 3D letters. Okay, then you're gonna go ahead and you can erase this. Again, the lettering is optional. Do it if you find the boxes to be rather simple. Then you guys can go ahead with the lettering and try those out. As you guys can see, in order to keep with your 3-dimensional boxes, if you're gonna color them in, color the shadows or the sides of your box one color, and then color the face of your box, which is the very flat front part that's facing the viewer, a different color. All right, have fun. I can't wait to see it and have a wonderful weekend.